Hey, what's up, YouTube community? This is Ultimate Music Lover album discussions, unboxings, etc. If you haven't seen the description of my last video, I have decided, and I'm going to do it shortly after I record this video and post it, but I'm going to now change my name and change what I do here called album discussions instead of reviews. Because most of the music that I listen to is anywhere from an 8 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. I love it. I love almost all the music I listen to. Now, if for some reason the rating of an album goes below 7 out of 10, then I'll explain why. I'll explain like the little technicalities of the album that I'm a little bit more pickier on and give a good reason why. But for the most part, I enjoy all the music that I listen to. I don't really have any preference. Like, it just depends on the day and the mood, which music I listen to. But I usually enjoy listening to all of it the same. Anyway, let's hop right in. With that said, throughout these discussions, I will talk about the album and what I think it's getting at. And then I will give you my top 3 favorite songs, like always. That's going to be a new thing now, so we'll just keep going with that. With that said, let's go ahead and get on with this. I was starting to open this record up, but I wanted to save it and do an unboxing on the channel, so I'm going to unbox it here. So, what am I talking about? I'll have to listen to the album again before I review it, because it's been a while, but I sure do love this album I'm about to show you. I'm talking about Deftones' White Pony. I went to the record store today and saw this and decided to pick it up. It's on 2 LPs, and it doesn't have the song Back to School Mini Maggot. It's just like the original order of the album, where it starts with Ficitera, right? Fedicera, I think is how you say that. Fedicera. It opens with Fedicera. So I wonder if it's just because of the limitations of vinyl that they can't put the extra track. But when they first released the album, it opened with the song Fedicera. They didn't put Back to School Mini Maggot on it, the album, until they reissued it. So it's just a common little thing there. Alright, well, I did peel the top off, and I've been waiting to take the shrink wrap off and open this up and see what's inside. So let's give it a look, shall we? So opening it up, you get the lyrics on one side of the gatefold. Then you get all the album credits, pictures, and the digital-esqueness of the band name and everything. This is pretty nice. So taking the records out, yeah, this is gonna change. Oh, never mind. They are lined. They're poly-lined. Good. I was gonna say, I have record sleeves here just in case they aren't, but it appears that they are poly-lined sleeves. So, ain't that a plus? I actually do prefer sleeves that are like nice thick paper on the outside but are poly-lined on the inside, because then you get the benefits of having the protection of the plastic while having the paper. First look at the record. I'm glad that they lined it, because there's still a few dust particles, but like not nearly as much as you'd get if there was a paper sleeve. And the record looks in pretty darn pristine condition. This is pretty nice. Very shiny black vinyl. I wonder if it's 140 gram or 180 gram. I don't know. But yeah, the first record has Fedicera, Digital Bath, and Elite on side A. RX, Queen, Street Carp, and Teenager on side B. It is a little rough to get the record back in the jacket, I do say, with how thick the sleeves are, it is a little bit more difficult to get records in and out of the sleeve, but extra protection, I guess. And then taking this record out, side C has Knife Party, Korea, and Passenger, and then side D has Change in the House of Flies and Pink Magnet. So they spread this through 2 LPs. The packaging isn't anything interesting, like you don't get a lyric booklet or, you know, anything that would like stand out. But what you do get is great musical material. For my honest opinion, you can agree or disagree, but from my honest opinion, this is my favorite Deftones album out of the first 3. I've only heard the first 3. I still have to listen to the self-titled, Saturday Night Wrist, what else? Ohms, Private Music. I still have to listen to the other 6 albums that come after, I think. Maybe it's 10. I can't remember. But I need, there's 11 albums total if I remember right. So I need to listen to the 8 albums that come after the first 3. But out of the first 3, White Pony is my favorite. I feel like that this is like, they peaked on this album. Even though there's a lot more digital elements in here than their other 2. Adrenaline is a great debut. Adrenaline's a great debut album. I can totally agree with that. But then when they did Around the Fur is not bad, but I swear they were doing it just to be popular. Like the shift in their songwriting and their production from Adrenaline to Adrenaline to Around the Fur, it kind of just, it changed, you know? Changed a little bit. But then they did White Pony, and honestly, it blew me away. Now, for my top 3, I'll review each and every single individual track in another video on another day. Like I said, I have to go listen to this and remember, basically paint a whole picture of the storyline again. But I would say, off this album, that if it was on here, then Back to School Mini Maggot would be like the first one. Anyway, not counting that, I would say that my top 3 on this album are Digital Bath. It's between RX Queen and Street Carp. I can't remember which one I'm hearing in my head right now. And Passenger. Passenger has additional backing vocals from Maynard James Keenan, who I just saw with Pussifer on their Isn't Normal tour. I'll do another video on that and talk about it because that show was awesome. And I also have the LP. So with that being said, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that tour in another video. I got the comic book for the very first episode of Tales from the Pussiverse. I got this shirt. And then I got the album Normal Isn't on black ice and clear vinyl with black splatter. So like a limited edition colored variant. But yeah, it was a great show, and I'm looking forward to talking about it in the next video. But as far as this is concerned, yeah, those are my top 3. So again, Digital Bath, either RX Queen or Street Carp. I can't remember which one I'm hearing in my head. I think RX Queen is what it is. Digital Bath, RX Queen, and Passenger. Passenger has backing vocals from Maynard James Keenan, and it's just absolutely incredible. So it's a way to connect Tool and Deftones together, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spinning this album and giving it a listen, and then giving you my thoughts on the next video. So here's what I'll say from the last video. The cassette sounds amazing. It is the best sounding version of the album by far for Tools Lateralis. It's the best sounding version, at least to my ears. If you want the best sound reproduction, of course a CD is going to give you lossless reproduction. But like for an analog version of the album, the cassette is definitely the best version. It gets real close with the CD. The LP, the picture disc, does suck. Like compared to the CD and the cassette, the picture disc LP is mainly just for show. I will still pull it out and put it on my turntable and spin it and listen to it, but it is for show. It's not really meant to be played. I mean, picture discs aren't really meant to be played anyway, but even if they are meant to be playable and listenable, they're not going to compare to traditional black vinyl or a clear eco record. Like, it's kind of a disappointment because Lateralis is definitely one of my top 10 albums of this year, and just knowing that the picture disc sounds the way it does is just kind of thumbs down. But yeah, the cassette sounds great. Also from previous videos, the Mesmerize LP, System of a Down's Mesmerize LP, and Steal This Album. Well, out of the 5 System of a Down albums, they're all pressed by Memphis Record Pressing. Out of all 5 of them, I'd say the worst sounding one, just because it's mixed weird anyway, it would have to be Mesmerize. It's because the way it was recorded. And then I would also say to some extent that Steal This Album is a little bit as well, because everything sounds harsh on that album, especially the guitar. But, you know, I enjoy it. I'm just giving you, like, personal opinions on how the vinyl itself sounds. Like, I have the 5 album bundle on CD. All the CDs sound great. But because of the way that Steal This Album and Mesmerize were recorded, it didn't transfer to record that well, I guess. The other 3 did. Overall, they all sound good. I'm also looking through, at the record store I went to today, they're like, hey, if anybody can take these CDs out of my hands, please do, because they're just going to end up in a landfill. There was some albums I already had in there, like Coldplay's Parachutes and Live 2003, and Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. Those 3 albums I already own, but I'm glad to have copies that are like a little bit more rough, I guess, because I'll just use them as my listening copies until they wear out, and then I have my pristine copies. Anyway, so there's that. There's around 200 to 300 CDs, just none of them in cases, just hanging out. Mainly for arts and crafts, but I've been picking out ones that that I know that I want, or that I want to eventually listen to and try out. With that being said, I found some good nuggets of gold. There was a lot of Dave Matthews in there. I don't know if I'll ever become a fan. I'll give it a shot. It will be a new musical discovery, and then I'll talk about it. It'll be a shot, you know. You never know. So there's a whole ton of Dave Matthews in there. There's 2 live albums. There's a live DVD, and then there's like 4 or 5 studio albums. So a total of around like 15 discs of just Dave Matthews. And then I got 5 Incubus CDs. One of them is just a recording of sessions from 1 album, but there's 4 studio albums and then 1 bonus CD of recording sessions from 1 album. I have 2 Eminem albums, the Slim Shady LP and Encore also has the bonus disc with 3 bonus tracks. So, in fact, I just got done watching the music video for Mosh. Oh, so good and very relevant to today. So I'm glad that I have that album. Even though I don't have the album, the Marshall Mathers LP, which is the one that's got, my name's Slim Shady because I'm the Slim Shady and I'm the real Shady. Like, however the song. even though it doesn't have that song. The 2 Eminem albums I have are pretty good. I have a misprinted disc of the debut where the pill is printed on both sides, and then it's got the correct printing inverted upside down, and then the right side up inversion of the pill is just an outline of it. So I have the misprinted version, which is pretty nice. Just no case to go with it. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. And then there's a Def Cab for Cutie CD. Something About Airplanes is the name of the album. And then, yeah, there's quite a few CDs. Like I said, oh yeah, Super Mario Galaxy official soundtrack, Robots, score from the original motion picture. I got the Robots soundtrack. I got all kinds of stuff. I was able to pick out 22 CDs that were potentially playable. Oh, 2 Bush CDs too. I pulled out 22 CDs that were potentially playable. And so now, again, the like 100 or so extra CDs or DVDs I've looked through are either video games on compact disc, CDRs, country compilations or whatnot. So we'll see. I did also find Aqua Teen Hunger Force discs 1 and 2 of Volume 3. So, and I do have a Blu-ray player, so I'm probably gonna watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force and a couple of concerts. So yeah, I got some things. I'll go ahead and just post an update on my finds, and I'll also keep the new musical discoveries train going. I'll just keep it going. I'll keep doing album discussions. I'll keep talking about new albums I've discovered. And at the end of the year, I will give you my top 10 albums of 2026. And I'm looking forward to talking about this because as far as I'm concerned, Lateralis is still number 1. It's still number 1. It might go lower, it might go higher, but we'll see as time goes on. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Just thought I'd give you all the updates. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this unboxing and these updates, leave a like. Comment down below what your top 3 favorite songs off Deftones' White Pony are, what your favorite Deftones album is, or just what your favorite album is from the 90s or 2000s. And please subscribe to the channel for more music-related content. There will be more album discussions coming soon, including Deftones' White Pony, and then albums I've heard before, and just stay tuned for more musical discoveries. So again, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.